the myth, the legend, Bernie Kosar.
Bernie, how you doing, man?
Bernie.
I'm doing good, guys.
Where are you right now? Are you at home or are you on the road?
No, I am at Georgetown University. Brought my son back to college to start this year. So as much as I want to be in studio today, a little parenting course is taking effect here. So if you like my scenic tropical background here in Georgetown.
I love it, actually. I love it. What's your take on this playoff game, Bernie? The big question we've been asking this week is a rookie who is not your ordinary rookie. In fact, he's done something that only Tom Brady and Joe Montana have ever done before, and that's lead the NFL amongst qualified quarterbacks with at least 8 starts in passing yards per game and touchdown to interception ratio. It's only been done 3 times. He's done it as a rookie. So what are you valuing here? This spectacular rookie or the playoff experience of Joe Flacco?
So first and foremost, I have to give a shout out to Mikey here and tell him thank you so much for swallowing up my cranium with so many of those trivia questions right there. And I want to say that genuinely in jest and stuff, and in the spirit of levity. But I'm sitting here really honored and humbled right now to be mentioned in the same breath with Otto Graham and stuff. And I'm going to try to represent my intelligence here like I knew all of that stuff, because I so look up to Otto Graham and his family, and Bull, just like you beautifully pointed out. You talk to some of his great grandkids and stuff, and like myself, I keep in touch with his family. And God, I'm just so blessed right now emotionally to kind of hear some of those cool records as you kind of relive that and almost relive your youth, which transitions me into kind of that question of CJ and his youth. And again, coming from Ohio State and watching him play his college career and then seeing his transition so quickly into the NFL. If it was just purely talking about him as a person and him as a quarterback, boy, I could keep glowing and glowing on that, because statistically the stuff you bring up is super impressive. But the way he's also doing it, the first play of the game at Indianapolis last week, the season's on the line. This is a rookie with the rookie head coach, D'Amico Ryan, who and I'm not trying to be overly funny or pointed here and profiling, but defensive coaches very rarely want to come into a game, and especially on the road, and they have a good defense where they're going to allow their rookie quarterback to go bombs away on the first play of the game like that. So, one, for him to be able to execute it, 2, for them to have the trust in him to do it, and then for him to have that type of abilities at this young an age. It's super impressive to actually, to the point where I'm so high on our Cleveland Browns and I'm so high on Joe Flacco that actually CJ Stroud as a rookie is one of the main guys actually within the whole playoff scope of the AFC that I am actually concerned for. And that's a tribute to him. And something that maybe into the game we really have to get after, and how we're going to attack him as a rookie. And when you hit that first bomb, like he did against Indianapolis, boy, your confidence, your enthusiasm, the belief on the sideline goes through the roof. But it actually goes through the roof in terms of your belief and confidence in you internally. So as good as that was last week, that's the thing we want to stunt early in the game. So not letting him get off early like Indianapolis did. And if we have an ability to kind of the Myles Garrett factor and our D-line being healthy, putting that pressure, if we could kind of erode his confidence or not allow him to settle in like he settled in against Indianapolis, that bodes it way better for us in the scope of trying to ultimately do the Jimmy Johnson line, which is all that matters now this time of the year is somehow, some way end up with a W. That's one of the best ways, I think, to somehow, some way we're going to get a W on Saturday, is getting after CJ early, hopefully not giving him the opportunity to big play. And then having him doubt himself a little bit by, just like in some of the games where the Myles Garrett factor happened with the Cleveland Browns only rushing 4 guys, yet it looks like we're rushing 6 because Myles Garrett is just disruptive on just about every play. And that's something that absolutely would bode well for us on Saturday afternoon.
Bernie, we were talking about this combination of a rookie quarterback, rookie head coach, very rare. It's only happened maybe 1 or 2 times that they, obviously with you and Marty Schottenheimer, he had just taken over in the middle of the season the year before your rookie season, and then obviously you went to the playoffs your rookie year. You guys lost in the first round, but next year you came back, you won your first round game. What's that like when you're a rookie and you're playing the regular season and you're having a good year as a rookie like he has? He's had a magnificent season. But playing in that first playoff game, is there another level of anxiety? I mean, you played at a huge university in Miami. He played at a huge university at Ohio State. But even with that experience, is there something about playing that first playoff game that's another level of anxiety or something like that?
Well, it's another level of speed. I don't want to use the word anxiety, okay? Because the word anxiety is used a ton here in society today, and a lot of us talk about anxiety. We talk about depression. We talk about being a little bit afraid or nervous of things. Again, it's about CJ and Joe Flacco in the game this week. But in terms of a rookie and stuff, I just reflect back to me, whether it was a Monday night game or you're the only guy in town playing, and now there's 32 teams, all 31 other quarterbacks are watching, whether they say so or not. It's the same in a playoff, and that even more so. So I don't call it a level of anxiety. As I put myself back in that seat back in 1985, it's a massive level of excitement and anticipation. And this will absolutely sound like I'm an egotist or a cranium inflator, but you have to yearn and love that you're the man going out there, and every other quarterback in this world is watching me play right now, and I'm going to show I belong. I really am going to show I belong. And I remember playing against the Dolphins. Oh, yeah, they ended up coming back and losing. But that first quarter, that first step onto the field, nothing was going to stop me from scoring. Nothing was going to stop me from looking good, okay, and playing good, not just to show myself, to show my teammates. I wanted to show the world that I deserve to be here. And that's unfortunately a mindset that I believe CJ Stroud has also, that it's not anxiety, it's I'm ready.
Bernie, so let's stay right there on mindset. We'll flip over from CJ Stroud to if you were in the position of Joe Flacco. Obviously you've called your own plays. You've been pivotal in the offensive, the philosophy that you guys had where you were playing back then. What would be your goal offensively in this game? How would you come out and start this game? What would your script look like? And would you come out and try to start off fast? Would you come out running the ball, throwing the ball, short stuff? What would you want to do against the Texans team in the first few drives that you had the ball to set the tone?
Again, whether I'm a rookie or I can't say my 16th year because I didn't make it that far, but if I was a rookie through 12 years, anytime I got a chance to come out in the meaningful games, I wanted to meaningfully be a part of what happened. So that old, let's start slow, let's run it, let's see what happened, there's no way that's what I'd be doing. So I believe Joe Flacco and Coach Stefanski are so in tune and so locked into finding the little idiosyncrasies, the little mistakes, the little opportunities within the scheme of the Texans defense. We have all 17 games to look at. We have our game from a month ago to look at. We are all creatures of habit. You cannot scheme and trick people and keep changing through the course of the year. So most of us are who we are right now. Our offense is kind of who we are. More importantly, their defense is what they are. Yeah, they will have a trick or two, but in the heat of battle, it will get down to what they have been doing through the course of the season. And Joe Flacco and Kevin Stefanski and those 400 analytics people in the building in Berea will absolutely know some of these tendencies, and the big dogs will find plays to be able to go after it. So if an opportunity presents itself early from an evaluation of some of their pre-game tendencies and other game tendencies, I absolutely know they'll be ready for that, on top of really good coaches and really good intelligent scheme that people layer out their plays and game plans. So the next evolution of what are some of the plays, what are some of the formations, what are some of the personnel groups that we've been using that for sure, what did we do against them a month ago, and how do we evolve off of that? The Houston Texans and D'Amico Ryan will be practicing, preparing for what we have already shown on film. We will have counters to that in personnel groups, motions, and shifts. And again, they're a sound fundamental team. So being able to make some adjustments off of that, I absolutely see Joe Flacco being able and Kevin Stefanski to do that and strategically taking shots. And we're not gonna go down being conservative in the playoffs. So I really look for a really well schemed game from our side in particular.
I agree. They're not going to play conservative. They're not going to, this idea that, we got to, rail in. I not thinking of the word. Rein in. Is that the word I'm looking
That's
for?
it.
Rein in Joe Flacco so he doesn't turn the ball over. That's just not realistic. He is who he is. He's playing this way. You got to stick with it, Bernie, right?
Oh, yeah. Look, I tried to be quiet just a little bit to let you finish. Teams don't lose. You don't luck your way. You don't. The team doesn't typically lose their way in a playoff game. You have to go take it. You have to win it, especially on the road. You have to go at this. So Joe Flacco and the tentative play, that's the least of my worries. That's the least of my worries going into this game.
Bernie, who wins?
Oh, Browns. I'm all in on our Browns. This is for us in Cleveland, the spiritual football gods. We've joked about this through the course of the last half dozen weeks about how typically things haven't gone our way in years past with some games. The football gods have been smiling a little bit on us this year, whether it's the Indianapolis W, the Frisco W. So I don't want to bank on spiritual gods. I want to bank on that we're just bigger, tougher, physical, and out-scheme them and outplay them. But also a little karmatic spiritual help absolutely doesn't hurt at this time of the year.
That's right. Thanks, Bernie.
Appreciate it.
We'll
Talk
see you
next
next week.
week.
Good luck with your son there.
Thanks, guys. You
All right.
matter.
There you
Just
go.
get a
Thanks,
big
Bernie.
W.
Thanks, Bernie. Injury
Yeah,
updates.
Mike